Hello, everyone. I just want to show you a few things that you should know about as we go into this final week of work in the course. So I thought it might make sense just to do a little tour of things. So the first thing I put up recently is this conference sign up link. And if you click on this, it'll bring you to another kind of website slash calendar. And I've put some time slots, about a half an hour, with a little wiggle room in between in case we need a little more time. But it's really simple process. If one of these times works for you, you just click on it. It's going to ask for your name and email, and then it sends me a notification. And what I will do is send you the link to Zoom, and that'll allow us to see each other, to share screens, to look at your papers. So when you come to this virtual meeting, you'll want to have access to your files so that I'll have you pull it up on your screen, or you can share it with me and I can pull it up on mine, and we can talk through some of the things that you will need to do, or go over any questions that you have at that point. So these aren't mandatory, but I would encourage you with, if you've got any questions or concerns, that'll give us, one-on-one time. I posted this fairly long announcement on Saturday, so hopefully you've read it by now, but it gives you the details of what needs to be included in your final portfolio, in terms of specific content, but also like length, and it reminds you about the grading policy. I also put a link in here to the tutoring center, and I've made the suggestion to some of you, but I would say it's valuable to anybody. If you want to have someone that is, very well versed on the portfolio situation at Tunxis, this would be a valuable, I think, a valuable and worthwhile experience for you. I also did put in that I would offer extra credit, so you would just show me proof of your appointment, and that you, I don't know if they might give you. They typically send out to us a list of appointments each week, but you would just want to tell me when you're scheduled, so that I don't have to scroll through a million different things to find it. So the other thing I wanted to show you is under course content. I left the submission spots right out in front. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but I added over the weekend a bunch of resources, revision tools. There's, some checklists and things. There's something for each of the different essays. This is kind of a copy of what's in that announcement. There's a lot of different proofreading, editing, and revising checklists here that you might find helpful. This is a link to the Purdue online writing lab that I've referenced before. If you have any questions about MLA format, the rubric for the portfolio, it's the same one that I've been using throughout the course that you've seen. It's just in a different kind of format. This you might find really helpful. I know my daughter, who is a senior in college, she uses this and recommended it. I have had students use it in the past. If you either feel like you're not super confident about grammar, or I have mentioned some things to you about some, maybe recurring grammar issues, this is a great tool. The basic version is free, and it will be very helpful. So I would encourage you to use that tool if that's been an issue or something you're concerned about. So all of that is there. And then I'm going to go back out to the portfolio submission. So here is where you're going to submit the entire portfolio with the exception of the letter. So I've put the requirements here that it's going to be size 12 font, Times New Roman, double spaced, etc., etc. But the thing you want to make note of is that it needs to be submitted as one file. So you're going to want to copy and paste, pick one document, say it's your narrative essay or personal essay, then you're going to copy and paste your rhetorical analysis to the end of that, and then do your argument to the end of that. So it's all one, but you can have space between them, and so it's a fresh document, so to speak, but it's all in one file. Otherwise, I have to make 3 different places. And really, the portfolio is graded holistically. So if I have to share this with anyone, we're still going to have like a reading table panel type thing, but the parameters are a little bit different. So it will make life a lot easier if I do have to submit student portfolios if it's one document that you've created. And then this one is where your reflection letter assignment and submission is going to go. And if you click on this PDF, it gives you all of the details of that. Essentially, it's an introduction to your portfolio and your writing work. And what your goal is for this letter is to determine and show where the evidence is in the essays that you have met the criteria for the course. And it's really using that rubric. And in the example here in the cover letter, I do kind of model how it would sound, because it's really, this is your place where you're going to be convincing. And I've had the benefit of working with you for the semester, but if someone else is reading this, they will need to see your thinking in a different way than I will. So you want to really take this cover letter seriously. It's really considered an artifact in your portfolio, and it has and can boost you from being, right on the border to being convincing. And you want to remember that the goal for this is that for this course is that you get a 70 or better in order for it to count as your, composition course. If you get anything under a 70, you still get the credit, but you have to retake composition. So I really, I hate to see that happen given, the difficulties of this semester and going online, and, it's been a challenge. I know that. But I think with thoughtful revision and editing this week, you should be in good shape. And I'll certainly keep in touch. And what will happen once you submit this portfolio is I'll try to go through them this weekend. And if I see some things that I feel are concerns, then I'll reach out to you over the weekend or Monday at the latest. So everything has to be wrapped up by, midweek next week, meaning grade, like I have to have the portfolios like reviewed, and if there's any issues, they have to be resolved. So I just wanted to lay it all out there, and I think sometimes this is an easier way for people to understand what's what and to show you what you have at your disposal. As I meet with people, if I'm seeing questions that are coming up over and over, I will probably update again as we get closer to Friday. So this may not be the last video that you see of me, but it is one that you're hopefully going to feel a little bit more clear on what this week entails. So as always, please reach out. I hope that you're feeling like this is manageable for you, but you just need to keep in communication with me if you have questions or concerns. So That's going to wrap it up for this one. And I'm with you. I'm rooting for you. And if I can do anything this week, please let me know.